loving America shouldn't be political. I wish I could say who the following person is because people know him. But I have somebody I'm friendly with. I would not call him a friend. I just don't know him well enough. But uh, people certainly know his family. And he said, "Oh, I put an American flag up in front of my house." And I was like, "I guarantee that's going to get torn down." He was like, "Yeah, it already has been." And I was like, I hated that was obvious that in Los Angeles, flying a flag is a political statement that for many borders on right wing extremist. And that is so startling to me as a child of the 80s, where I was supremely proud to be an American. It was awesome, and I could take it for granted. I mean, obviously, not everybody in America loved America, but that's how it seemed. I thought all of us, like, there was just enough people that were so proud of America that you could take for granted. So I never knowingly ran into anybody that didn't love America as a kid. It was an awesome feeling. And as that has waned, I've often said to my employees, like, I'm sad that you guys didn't get to grow up in the 80s when you knew, and look, true, not true, almost doesn't matter, but you knew America was the greatest country in the world, that the world was going to get better by the day. You knew who the bad guys were, you knew who the good guys were, and you were it. Like, we were exporting our culture everywhere. Everybody wanted to come to America. It was awesome. And to have watched that flag is crazy. Now, for me, the way that the you speak as a warrior for the cause, that's my language, clearly not yours, but like, that's how you feel to me. And that isn't my natural voice. And I get a lot of shit from people I respect a lot in the natural way that I talk. You said I was very sweet. I'm actually not trying to be sweet. I'm trying to exist in the world of actually understanding all the pieces that are at play so I can build a strategy that will actually be effective. And so what I see is that you're in a fight over values. And as long as you understand that you're in a fight over values, and then you can either realize you have to convert them religiously because values are religion, you have to convert them religiously, or you have to defeat them. I won't even get into what that means, but those are your options. And so I'm simply trying to be honest with myself about what the battle really is, because it isn't that they don't understand your position. It's that they think you are wrong and that you are going to ruin lives. And I think that's how you think about them, that it is, they are wrong and they're going to ruin lives. And I will say, people with ineffective ideology are wrong and they're going to ruin lives. That's certainly my stance. So then it just becomes a question of where are we all drawing lines about what's right and what's wrong. But once you want, like, to me, there are only two conflicts you can have. There is much ado about nothing, where you just have different base assumptions. So we believe different things to be true, but we don't even realize it. So I believe the world works this way, you believe the world works that way. And if we could at least explain that to each other, then we could be like, oh, wow, if the world really did work that way, then I would understand why you see it that way. Collision of values is there is a God. God is good, God is right, and God gives us these commandments in a book. And if you adhere to them, you're good. And if you don't adhere to them, you're bad. Now, if I don't have that value, now we've got a problem. Because it's not that you don't understand what I'm saying. Like, I don't believe in God. I don't, as far as I can tell, it is just self-evident that there is no God. Now, however, and this gets where fucking I drive people crazy, but since I know everyone has a God-shaped hole in their heart, and that you eject religion at your fucking peril, and what we are living through right now is, this is what it looks like when you eject religion. It will get filled with something because people have a God-shaped hole in their heart. They are going to have a religion. They are going to have something that makes them feel like a Messiah, 100%. And the fact, I've heard you talk about this, so I know you know, George Soros literally referred to himself as a god and said that I have a Messiah complex that I worry sometimes will get out of control. It's like, yeah, that's the human condition. And so we all want to feel like we have done something so grand and so joyful to this world that we feel a bit of that Messiah complex. And I'm team be paranoid, distrust yourself. That's my team. I think people blind themselves and act a fucking fool. and they take everybody down with them. Now, I'm also optimistic, and I know that we're capable of love. And so right now I have kind of a dark hat on because I want people to understand what my position is. My position is people are fucking stupid. They do dumb shit all the time. And I'm one of those dumb people. And so I'm really trying to understand what's actually happening, because I have my God, as you said earlier, they have their God, and I could get them to understand my God, which is probably rounded closest to freedom. And they're still going to disagree. And now, because I know how violent and destructive humans can be, for the last 3 years, I have been like, ooh, you know, when an earthquake first starts, you don't know if it's going to be bad or really minor. When 2020 popped off, I'm very fortunate to have an extraordinary view. But from that extraordinary view, I could see LA burning. And one of the photos on Twitter was a picture of my house, and it said, "Burn the rich." And I'm watching LA burn as I'm reading that tweet. And I'm like, well then, I feel the ground slipping underneath me, and I don't know how bad it gets. And so I opened all this with, now's the time for paranoia. I don't know what the future holds. Maybe tomorrow everything's great and Israel diffuses and Ukraine and Russia diffuse and all is well and Taiwan gets left alone for another generation. Maybe. That'd be awesome. And I don't know. I don't know. I can't predict the future. But goddamn, can I feel the sands moving under my feet? Yes. Do I know if it's about to be big or small? No.
Why do you create content?
Why did I start, or why do I do it now?
Why do you do it now? You don't have to do it. You have plenty of money. Why do you do it? You're trying to be famous? I don't think so.
I don't have.
Why do you create content?
I need to be famous. I create content because
I don't think that's you. I don't see you as a guy that's doing it because you want. Can I take a selfie with you, Tom? I don't see you as a guy like that.
Yeah. I do it for one reason and one reason only. I really believe that I am of average intelligence, and the thing that separates me and my beautiful house and all my money that separates me and all of that from an average person is a set of ideas. And these ideas don't feel like they are mine. I feel like I am a steward of, if I were really going to put like hard language to it, I'm a steward of the Tao Te Ching meets Carol Dweck's mindset book, with a little bit of Angela Duckworth and Jocko Willink thrown in for good measure. Those ideas are so powerful and so effective that if anyone adopts them, they will make their life better. Now, once you know that that is true, if you have my wiring, then you want to get those ideas out as fast as you fucking can. So I love seeing other people have that moment of awakening where they realize that they're capable of more. And I'll tell you a story, and this is a true fucking story, and it's one of my favorite stories. It's tragic, but I know it was real. Somebody I love and care about very much, who at a time when nobody knew who I was, and I'm driving a Ford Focus, I meet a former drug dealer, and he's working for me. And I say, look, don't bring violence to my floor, and I'll give you every opportunity in the world because I can tell you're smart. And so we have this pact, and he comes in and he works, and he's incredible, and he helps me unify a line made up of both Crips and Bloods. Long story. And he's like, hey, originally I was going to use this job as a front for my drug money, but like you've really shown me that I can actually leverage my intelligence to do something straight. Ended up being awesome. This guy turned his life around, turned his family's life around. It was unbelievable. It's one of the things I'm most proud of in my life, is just having been some small part of this guy's transformation. Ends up getting killed by 2 kids who stole a car. Fucking stupid, but whatever. At his funeral, his daughter came up to me and said, actually, she said this from the front of the room. I want to thank Tom and Lisa. We all know my dad was a gangster, and she didn't say taught him ideas, but just to bring it full circle, you taught him a set of ideas. They changed his life, and they changed mine. And she ended up going from almost getting kicked out of school to being valedictorian of her class like 7 years later. I mean, it's just absolutely unbelievable. And she's like, our lives will never be the same because of these ideas. And dude, my whole life, because I believe in meaning and purpose, it's the most important thing. I'm highly verbal. I know I'm good at this. And so 8 years ago, I said, put me in front of a camera and I will get these ideas out to the world aggressively. And that's why I do it.
Interesting. So, profound story with that guy, by the way. You know, if you don't bring violence here, blood, Crips, unifies, then still in the car, they kill him. You know, I think there's certain people who have the ability to communicate a message and get people to see things that others cannot see, are almost responsible to do something with those gifts. You can choose to be 100% selfish and not do anything with it, or you can choose to do with it, which you are doing a lot with the ideas where the daughter says, you know, set of ideas that change the way I view things.
If you like that clip, check out another powerful clip right here, and I'll see you there.